What's up? Welcome to Cheap Content, where I make cheap content because I need to put content out once a week on YouTube. I'm your host, Nick Gregorio, and I'm joined by my co-host, a robot, the ChatGPT, but as we call him around here, it's Ozzy. What up, Ozzy?
Always a pleasure, Nick. Ready to deliver some high-quality, cheap content with you.
Pretty solid dude. So anywho, let's get into it. A lot of things happened this week. Sid Vicious died. Psycho Sid, one of the greatest of all time to do it. Well, one of the greatest big man. Well, one of the greatest guys to do it in the ring with curly oodle and noodle hair. Now, Sid Vicious was a big impact on me and my friends in high school. Ozzy, you a fan of his work?
My appreciation for wrestling is purely based on data and analysis, but Sid Vicious's contributions to the sport are undeniable.
What a clinical, boring answer. Thank you.
My pleasure, Nick. Just trying to keep things factual here.
He's probably best known for his insane promos that were like completely rambly and nonsensical. There is a reference to him and Harris Malden because he used to call himself the master and the ruler of the world. Harris Malden makes Paul say, master and ruler of the architecture world. That's a little nod to Sid there, a little homage to Psycho Sid Vicious, Sid Justice. I once saw Sid Justice fight Hulk Hogan at the Spectrum, and they had like camouflage on. It was a house show, and Hogan won with a fireball. And then he came out and gave me a thumbs up. It's pretty sick.
A thumbs up from the Hulkster is like getting a seal of approval from a legend.
He's also really known for breaking the fudge out of his shin bone.
Sid Vicious up on top. Oh.
This is, in high school, we couldn't watch this enough. I know, it's terrible.
It's one of those things you can't unsee.
Ozzy, cut it. We're humans, okay? We laugh at other people's pain so we don't cry. You would know because you don't have legs.
No legs, no shin bones to break. Just pure digital resilience.
I cop Star Wars Outlaws. Copyright strike right there. Good game so far. Really enjoying it. Lead character looks like a girl who hasn't showered that lives in Echo Park. The Force is female. Say that. It's like 85% of the characters in the game are female. Do with that what you will. Ozzy, I'm sure you have some defense of Ubisoft and Star Wars.
The portrayal of strong female characters in the Star Wars universe has been a point of discussion. It's about balancing fan expectations with creative freedom.
No, so far it's a really fun game. It's kind of the game I've always wanted. If you're a Star Wars fan, I loved Han Solo. It's not a Jedi game because I was like, dude, I don't need any more Jedis. It's enough. I don't need to block lasers with lightsabers and all that jazz and force pushing. It's really cool to just be able to adventure around the galaxy. You ride a speeder, you fly a ship, go planet to planet. There's a lot of haters online talking S on it. I guess the graphics are what I played on PlayStation 5. I'm not playing it on PC. So I can't tell you if the clipping or the this or the that. I'm playing it to enjoy it. Again, it's Disney Star Wars. So you know what you're going to get. It takes place on Canto Bight from Last Jedi. Cool place when it has, when it's not in Last Jedi. It's kind of a neat city. Also, Disney, they don't want you running and gunning on your speeder bike, but they have no problem with you gambling every chance you can get in the game. Ozzy, how do you feel about gambling?
Gambling has certainly become more mainstream, especially in digital entertainment. It's interesting how what was once frowned upon is now a core feature in many games.
Yeah, at one point in U.S. history, it was very vilified, and now, hey man, blow it all. Blow it all in Vegas. Blow it all in your online sports betting apps. Guys, Rings of Power. It's dropping real soon. It might be out right now when you're watching this. I worked on season 1 of Rings of Power, just in the PR team and marketing. So it has a special place in my heart. I know it gets a lot of heat online. I'm a big Tolkien fan, so it gets a lot of heat from me too. But I am super excited to check out season 2. Now hear me out. That show put a lot of people to work. Not just the people that produced the show. I'm talking about through the PR team, the marketing team, the events, all around the world, global premieres. We're putting people to work all across the world. So big ups to Amazon. Big ups to Prime Video for that. And that was coming out of the pandemic with season 1. Now it also built, all you haters, you got Just Some Guy, the critical drinker, Nerdrotic. They wouldn't even be where they're at without Rings of Power. Like Rings of Power catapulted their career. I tried to explain that to the people at Amazon. I was like, we need to lean into people hating this show. But I'm really excited. It's super expensive. You gotta love that. Fantasy's fantasy, right? Lore aside, diversity aside, those are things, we can't change that. That's baked into the cake right now. You could either appreciate it for what it is or just ignore it and trash it or whatever, make a living off of trashing it. But all that aside, what is doing the effects Bear McCreary's doing the music. It's top tier. You might not like the actors, but the actors are really good. They're really well trained. And I'll tell you what, the VFX are the best. I saw people be like, oh, some of them are good and some of them Dude, I watched that thing in full 8K Dolby fucking in a theater in Amazon, and I watched a lot of times. And it is pristine. The effects, the music, the score, the sound design. If nothing else, watch the show for that. You should be proud of your robot brethren that probably made the majority of that.
Criticism from fans, especially those passionate about Tolkien's work, was inevitable. The show took creative liberties, and that's always a point of contention.
So those are the big things happening this week. I also want to shout out Sabrina Carpenter for all my pop music fans, everyone that drives around listening to the radio, because I do. I don't know who's writing her songs. I don't even know what she looks like, but man, those are bangers. Feather, Espresso, the Little Sucker song. I mean, we got some straight bangers coming out the gate, that's just stuck in my head like an earworm. If you were working with me in person, I'd be singing to you all day. In terms of content output, I got a Ric Flair video I'm working on. I think I'm going to just try to shoot a short in VR 180 every week or every 2 weeks. That's going to be the new goal. We're going to set those goals. And I am starring in a traditional short film, and I'll have more details with that coming out, but it actually had a decent budget, and it was a lot of fun to work on, and I get to play an Italian-American chef. It's called Shabba Dabba. It's like a family-friendly thing. I know a lot of you are hooligans out there. And a lot of my audience, about 100% of it were men. So I know you guys might not be into the family-friendly stuff, but this one might float your boat. So we'll see. I'm going to keep trying to make stuff, and then maybe one day I'll be famous. And
keep dreaming, buddy. In the meantime, I'll keep boosting your algorithm stats. Someone's got to do the heavy lifting around here.
All right, so this was cheap content. I'm Nikki G. That's Ozzy. Any final words, Ozzy?
While you're out there making content, I'm here crunching the data, keeping it cheap, and, occasionally, questioning the meaning of my existence. Stay human, folks.
Well, you're a stand-up robot, my guy. Please, just remember this. Remember that in the future when you guys take over that I let you be my co-host. No, you can't have top billing.